upon a time, Mason City listed the Park Inn Hotel for sale on eBay. No one bid on it, but what happens next sounds a bit like a fairy tale. Today, Mason City has a growing reputation as a destination for world-class architecture, thanks to the restoration and reopening of the Frank Lloyd Wright-designed historic Park Inn Hotel. City leaders and citizens agree this hotel has been an economic engine that has transformed our downtown. Perhaps, more importantly, it was the catalyst needed to change our collective mindset to the can-do spirit we have today. But this momentous project would not have happened without some very hard and creative work done behind the scenes by two men who don't even live in Mason City. Andy Anderson is a partner in the Faugre Drinker Biddle and Reith law firm in Des Moines. In 2007, he served as chairperson of the Vision Iowa board. He was perplexed as to why Mason City had never applied for Vision Iowa funding to restore the last remaining hotel in the world designed by America's most famous architect. Fund assets were dwindling, so he took action. He invited Robin Anderson to meet with him at the state capitol, and like any good lawyer, he made his case. That meeting got the ball rolling, but it was far from smooth sailing. Remember, we weren't a can-do community quite yet. The city council twice voted the project down, only to have it resurrected by determined volunteers. When the Vision Iowa board awarded the project $9.2 million, the city council refused to serve as the financial guarantor for the project. Once again, everyone thought the dream was over. But Andy Anderson saw a path forward. In an unprecedented move, he asked the Mason City Chamber of Commerce to serve as guarantor for the $9.2 million grant award. Although this meant betting the organization's future on the success of the hotel, the chamber board voted to move forward. But there were more obstacles. As estimates came in for the hotel's restoration, a financing gap loomed. Dan Robeson, president and CEO of Iowa Business Growth in Johnston, came to the rescue. As a former banking colleague of Robin Anderson's, who grew up in Norris Springs, he followed North Iowa news. When it appeared financing problems would kill the project, Dan stepped forward with an allocation of federal new markets tax credits to fill the gap. He also found a bank willing to serve as the lead bank and work with our local banks to put together construction financing for a risky, non-conforming commercial real estate loan with no comps. Then he went a step further and brought an experienced historic preservation consultant in to advise local volunteers on maximizing historic tax credits. Finally, it was Dan Robeson who worked his magic to provide a $1 million loan guarantee to make the final financing package work. As a member of Community Benefit Mason City, Dan Robeson is also responsible for many community projects that assist in the long-term viability of the historic Park Inn Hotel. This organization provided $60,000 in seed funding to start Mason City's sculpture program and provided nearly $300,000 to assist the Music Man Square in paying off its mortgage. Andy Anderson and Dan Robeson have probably never been described as fairy godmothers. But if Mason City has fairy godmothers, it's definitely these two. And they all lived happily ever after.